Also very important is the resources that are shared by the teacher. They are available for children to use throughout the year or classified under various topics, and they also get the feedback of on the work that they have done. And this work stays with them throughout under the Google Classroom portal, wherever they want to access it. So the work that is done in the month of April is still accessible when they are looking at the midterm exam or the end year exams, and they can always get back to it and review it. So this is broadly what Google Classroom allows you to do. If along with this, if you're getting curious as to what does it look like, how does one get started, then we did a live session in morning, but here right now what we are looking at is giving you a few tips and giving you an in-depth view of what it looks like. Where do we start? You start by either going to in your Omnibus, you just type in www.googleclassroom.com while you're signed in with your G Suite account.
You're
And
recording,
then
right?
you can get an interface where you can get started. Or if you have opened your Gmail, then on the top right you will find the 9 dots app
Yes.
grid, and under that app grid you
This
will
screen no need to.
recognize this app which is being pointed here as a Google Classroom. So this is where you get started with. Once you go into the Google Classroom, you will be asked to either join a class or create a class. As a teacher, you will create a class, but the students will not be authorized to create a class. They will only get the access to join the class. When you create a class as a teacher,
This screen.
there will be a code generated along with it, which you will share with the students. So this is the code that we are using for the classroom on distance learning for today's demonstration. And of course, if you start looking or following these steps along with me, you will possibly not get access to this classroom, because this has been created inside the school domain, and therefore an outsider does not have the access to this in classroom, so it will say invalid code. So this is again a way that you can look at how safe it is to use an environment like this. I can also, once the class has joined in, I can reset the code and make sure that it's not being used by anyone else also in the school if they wish to play with it. Once the students have joined in, then they will get an interface of something like this. And just to give you a view of what exactly classroom looks like, I'm going to switch from my presentation to the classroom and give you an idea of what the classroom actually looks like.
I am recording.
So I'm going to the dashboard, and as here you can see I have multiple classes because in my school we are using Google Classroom extensively. For today's session, if I try to demonstrate again, this is the distance learning classroom that we used in morning session, and here you will find various tabs. So you have the stream, classwork, people and grades. This is a teacher's view. Under the people, you will be able to see the students who have joined in, and it is mostly the classwork tab that we try to use where assignments are going to be posted. Whereas in under the stream, it's a general announcements that you are making, or you are interacting with the children in an informal way. So under the classwork is where we create assignments. And there is a simple button of plus here. If you click on it, you will be asked to what kind of assignment you want. So it could be an assignment or a quiz assignment, question material, etc. So this is something which starts off as a interface for classroom. Before we move back to the presentation and discuss few other things, again, if you look at the people, there is a possibility to invite guardians. So what it basically means is that you can send an email invite to guardians who join the classroom, which will keep them informed of the interactions that are being done in the classroom environment. It is not going to allow the parents to access the files or access the material directly. They cannot interact with you also directly through the classroom, but it will keep them informed. So if you are looking for distance learning or later, even if it is the regular teaching that is going on, It's important to keep the parents informed of what kind of work is happening in the classroom, physically as well as in a virtual world. So, going ahead, what we are looking at is what exactly do we do in classroom? What exactly does it mean to put an assignment out in the classroom? So, when you are looking at not being able to see the children on a day-to-day basis, what kind of assignments can one create to keep the students active and involved? So, one of the sessions that one would like to share with you is that if you are using dogs, then make the dogs a little more interactive. So it could be a slide or a doc which has been enhanced with some hyperlinks and media content. Bring in variety of activities. It's not only reading and writing that need to be done, but some kind of explorations that can be created for the children. One of the example I have here is listed on coordinate geometry, where the child is learning about the coordinate geometry on their own. So they are being directed to do a certain research on who started coordinate geometry, what the coordinate system is. Also bring in a certain drag and drop activity so that the children are actively involved in doing that. So this is all happening in one document interface, but it is giving child a multiple opportunity to play a game, perhaps to do a little activity to test the same concept in different ways or practice the concept in a different way. And this will be shared through the Google Classroom environment so that each child gets a copy for their individual use. So if the child starts working on it, it stays saved. They can get back to it at any time in over a period of say 2 or 3 days, depending on how extensive the work is, or you can break it down into multiple lessons. Because when you're thinking about regular lesson that we do in the school, if it is 45 minutes period or a 30 minutes period, student will not have the attention to look at the screen and follow the lesson for that long. So break the content into 5-minute mini lessons in different ways and allow the students to digest, to process, to synthesize what they are learning and listening to. And then somewhere give them a space where they put it together and acknowledge that this is what they have learned, and then you see their learning as well. So this is a possible way of doing that through the platform of Google Classroom. So again, in the Google Classroom, give them space to check on how far they have progressed with the lesson. So put in a small Google Form quiz or a short assignment where simple slide is put in and the child writes or takes a picture of the work that they have done and insert it in the slide and share with you, so that you not only get to see how much they have done, but it's also another way for you to mark their attendance, because we are not able to see them face to face and they will be coming into the classroom at a different time of the day. So if we give them these opportunities to let you know that they are there, they are not there at 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock or as per the bell that rings in school, but they are there entering the classroom at a certain time of the day. They have done the work as they progress, and then we are looking at seeing how they are performing. You can start some Google Classroom discussions just so that it's more interactive. Listening can get very boring, and it's very possible that they might just drift away. The video is playing, but they have drifted away, or they are not able to stay focused. But if you ask some questions and you ask them to be accountable for their answers, so then think of putting a rubric along with that discussion assignment where you are assessing them on how they are participating in that. That will definitely add more value to the work that has been done. You can also create different types of assignments. So these assignments, when we think about, are not always to be the graded assignment. There need not be a score attached to it. But what it does bring in is a certain kind of an accountability from the student, that you will do an assignment and then you will submit it. The submission is can be multiple. So if you see the submission and the teacher looks at it and gives a feedback, you can send it back to the students and ask them to improve on their work. Also, a suggestion that when we are looking at distance learning, these assignments we should not preferably be a group assignment because most of our children do not have the same equal access to technology. So it is good that we let everybody work individually at their own pace rather than wait for their team to do the needful before the work is completed. So this is just a suggestion for us to follow up with. At the same time, as a teacher, I very much depend on the faces I see in the classroom. I need to look at them to see what kind of a mood they are in. Have they had a good day? Have they had got some earlier period? They've got some papers back, and so they are not able to focus on my
Participants 30.
teaching. Or
Remember
maybe
this
some of
number.
them have been away for some reason at home, and they are
There
not
is a
able to
reason.
pay attention to. So I read their faces. But in a situation where we are not able to see them, it's important that we do this mood check-in by simply putting a Google form there and asking them a few questions so that we know where they are, what they are thinking about, and if there are some children who need our attention. A certain kind of a conditional formatting would help us, or an add-on which would alert us to reach out to those individual students on a one-to-one basis. Again, looking ahead, I'm in a right now in a phase where we are almost ready to start with our class 12, and I just wanted to check where they are with us. So instead of waiting for them to come to the school and then to ask them, because we are possibly going to start next week, but still question mark. But I want to give them a head start. So I want to start sharing some resources with them. I want to start teaching them. So this is my question to them, and very frankly, some of them have answered till now. Right now, 8 of them out of the 13 have answered, and they said, "Well, yes, they are ready, and they are not ready." Or one of them wants to chill, and the other one is worried about the results that were coming out today. So these are the way that a child gets a space to interact with. But if I had asked the same question in the classroom, not many hands would have gone up. They would have looked at each other and to say who's going to first say that no, we are ready, or yes, I am ready. So this is a place where the children feel safe and secure in reaching out to you. So just simply asking a question in Google Classroom, that itself is important. So again, if I show you what it looks like in the classroom environment, then this is how it looks like. So if you go to the Classwork tab, and I have a question posed here as we did in the morning, and we are looking at the responses coming in straight here. You get the data along with it immediately. So you can see that one of the person is definitely keeping up with the lesson and three are not. And then there are two who would like to do a hangout meet to catch up with this. So this is just a demonstration, a possibility for you to see that it's a very easy to assess the mood of the class with a simple question thrown in. It doesn't have to be a detailed Google form or a quiz that you are planning to do with the class. Further ahead, what we are looking at is the possibilities that such an environment opens up for us. And in that environment, the videos have always played a big role because videos resources are plenty. So one always think that maybe if I share a video with a student, then they will sit and watch it and the lesson will be done. Perhaps not. And definitely doesn't always work. If I give a 20 minutes video to the child, that is a guarantee that the child has watched the entire video. Or some of them will skip ahead a part of it and they feel that they have caught up with everything. So there are different ways you can use videos to teach and learn. And one of the easiest way is to put the video in a slide. You can then trim the video and you can only take 2 or 3 minutes of that video if you want to share with the children. Publish the slide and share the link. Then the child will be able to get to see only that video and nothing else. And that plays very well. Other than this, you will also need to give them another medium to show or to tell you how much they have learned from that medium. So if from that video, if they have learned something, you want them to follow up on it. So you might push a form after that to check how much they have learned, what they have learned, or give them a simple document, or the child just writes down things or solve a problem on a piece of paper and captures that maybe with a camera, and later when the home environment allows, they put that into the slide and share it with you. You can also add videos in Google Forms. So you can put a video in a Google Form based on which you can have the questions. So that also works very well. At the same time, as a teacher and as you look around, there are so many resources available, but a student would love to hear your voice. So it would be great if you could record own videos. Use maybe simple tools like Screencastify, it's an extension with Pro. You can use that. Insert such a video, a slide, or directly insert audio in a Google slide, and you can have that recorded. Those work very well. Another tool that has worked very well for us is Edpuzzle. So Edpuzzle, if you are interested to go and check it out, it's available. You just can sign in. And this is something very well integrated with Google Classroom again, where a certain video that you take can be turned into a complete lesson. And when I say complete lesson, it basically means a lesson is not complete till you ask questions, till you give children to think and reflect on what they are learning. So if you can insert questions in between the video, then that is what Edpuzzle does for you. And it also allows you to follow the progress of the students. Have they watched 100% of the video? Have they watched only 10% of the video? So as you take any video, it could be your own video or available on YouTube, and turn it into an Edpuzzle content. You can assign it through the Google Classroom, and this Google Classroom, the Edpuzzle report will let you see how students have done. So this is an assignment that I had tried out in the times when the schools were shut because of pollution. So in the month of November, we were closed for quite some time, and we wanted children to keep on coming. But just sending out a video would not have helped me, because when we went back again, they would have nodded their head and said yes, they had watched the video. But I knew for certain that some of them have not watched the video, or some of them started watching the video but left it halfway. At the same time, it also helped me to understand how they have watched the video, how much time did they take on doing the lesson. So if you see, it's the same activity, same assignment. One student spent 12 minutes, others took 29 minutes. Simply because to answer the questions that were inserted between, a child for some reason was going to and fro. So the video does not progress till the child attempts that particular question that has been inserted in between. So it is not something which can automatically just play. So it's not playing in the background. The child has to learn, has to pay attention to little facts. So they have to answer the questions. So my instructions at this time for this particular video was for them to solve the question on piece of paper, and then they will get the answer in the next part of the video. So this was a video which I created, so I knew exactly where I want and what I want them to think about. At the same time, it also gave me an understanding that there's a child who started watching the video but did not finish it. So when I saw them again in my class, I knew exactly where I need to start with, and I gave them another day to catch up with the video in one form or the other, or talk to their friends and learn the results that we have to use, so that we all can get on one page. So it saved me some time. It did not take care of my entire teaching. I had to, as a teacher, I will not be satisfied till I revisit and get them all together on the same page. But it kept the students engaged over that period of time. They knew that there was a certain expectation from them. So whether they watch the video or they open the textbook, they feel that they are accountable. So if I make an effort for them to stay connected, none of them will always get back to us.
Person is good.
So we have tried one time, but mix it together, bring in some hands-on activities, so it doesn't have to be screen watch all the time. You throw an assignment out into the Google Classroom where the child has to create something. So they get off the screen, because even a device perhaps at times is shared by multiple people in the house, so they don't have access to it. So they go and create something and then really take a picture of it or bring it as an evidence when we start doing the face-to-face teaching. So these are the few of the ways that we are looking at using videos in the classroom. So I hope this has helped, and if you have any questions, do let us know.
So how do we
We
ask
use just the time to actually take a video. Okay.
chat, right?
You that person. Yes. So we're getting back to, since we seem to have a little more time, so I'm just taking you back to what Edpuzzle looks like, what it does, etc. Right? So if you're looking at Edpuzzle, this is the video that we have created for today's lesson. And here, this particular video was online YouTube, and Kidsman's is Mathematics is one of the favorite channel which my middle school teachers appreciate. So when you're looking at this video here, there are a lot of spaces in between where the questions have been inserted. So it's a very easy to use tool which you can play with and explore. And what it typically does is, if I play the video here, it will proceed at to a certain time. As you can see, if I try to even click it forward, in a Google Classroom environment, because I've chosen the setting that do not allow skipping ahead. So the child tries to skip ahead, but this Edpuzzle would not allow you to do that. So that ensures that the child has to watch the entire piece till they come to the point where the question is asked. So there are some multiple choice questions that have been inserted here, which is good for the children to do because they can get feedback. So they will also know whether their answer is correct or incorrect. So that is definitely a possibility, but there are much more that you can do with Edpuzzle. You can even replace the recording that is done with this video, and you can do your own voiceover. So if you want children to hear your own voice, you can do that. So it's a great tool which has been over the many years, and it has brought in so many new features that we are all definitely trying to use and enjoy. But this is just one of the tools. I have to stop and say it's not only about Edpuzzle, it is about how you engage the children. So whether you use videos through the Google Slides or through the Google Forms, it's not just that. Going back to the Google Classroom, as you can see here under the classwork, this was what we had talked about as checking in. But let's also take a look at what else can be done under a particular topic. So here is a certain material that has been added in. So it's a resource which is going to stay there. So the resource could be the link to a website. Resource can be some PDF document that you want children to be accessing. That can be stored under the material. And whereas the rest of them can be in terms of even a Google form. So once the child has watched the Edpuzzle or any other video, stop-in or check-in is to be followed up. So you're looking at the students doing the quiz. So they have attempted this quiz, which was following the activity on Edpuzzle, the short video, 5 minutes video. So there are questions there that have been inserted. So just to give you a brief, that video was about circumference and area of a circle. So based on that, I created a short 2-question quiz. So this is what you would do in a regular classroom situation as well. If I just click on it, I can just say, all right, let's import the scores, and without even opening the form to see what the students have done, I'm able to see their scores coming up. So just in case there is a child who's not been able to perform well, I'll be able to use it. Or you can open up the form and see the analysis in closer detail. So when I look at this particular form and go back to see the responses, you will be able to see which child has answered what, whether it is a mood check-in or it is a concept check-in. And here in this, you will be able to see that each response of the child, as one look at it, is also supported with a certain feedback. So the form itself has a feedback inserted, so that in case a child had got a wrong answer, then they would have got a tip about what exactly is missing in the solution that they have done. Now, this feedback would also be in the form of a another video, which is giving them
Aisha
the
ma'am,
solution.
this works
So this
very
is
well for
something
slow
amazingly
learners, no?
working well at all levels. It is not
Right?
only in times now when we are thinking
नहीं कर
about
सकता
or
कोई teacher.
exploring distant learning,
मेरे
but we are looking at
अच्छा
also this happening in a classroom
Yes, ma'am.
situation where
Better you
well
turn
done
off the
does
cameras.
wonders as well
it's
as
still
feedback or incorrect
I'm
answers
not sure
supports
how many
students
of
in
them will really log in
improving.
and study
So
for
you
that.
know as a teacher which of the questions the children are
We
going to
can
go and what is the mistake that they're going to do. So to support them with this kind of a tip is much important than just letting them know how much they have scored. So the scores definitely are important for children. So when you make this into a quiz, it immediately releases the score as long as all your questions are multiple choice. And the child is to see the score, but also to learn and so again, revision versus remediation, something like that is where you're looking at. This at least lets you know that this particular child needs support in a particular concept. So you as a teacher will have to then figure out a way to differentiate how the child is going to access it. So there is plenty that you can do sitting far away or in a classroom where a face-to-face interaction blended with technology is happening. It doesn't have to be always digital. You can give it assignments when the child has to do something hands-on or something which is digital. So I think there was a question whether we can use any video as part of this. Yeah. Any video. So yes, in Edpuzzle you can use any video. You can upload your own video, and there are all these channels that are associated. So there is Edpuzzle, the content which teachers create in Edpuzzle, still with the Edpuzzle interface, but you can take a YouTube, you can find a YouTube video and then search for it here. You can use a Khan Academy video, National Geographic, TED Talks even are there. So there is a whole library here, but when you want to create your own video, you can content, then you can always, if you go to my content, then you can add content and then you can create a video here, or you can upload a video. So if you have recorded a video, it's available with you, you can upload that and then turn it into a lesson by adding these questions or notes in between and then pushing it out to the students. So yes, you can do it in multiple ways. So there is a whole lot of possibilities that are available there.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So that's it for from my side. In case you have something more that we need to. Any other questions? Would like to address all the chat.
Fix అయిపోయింది.
Huh?
Fix అయిపోయింది.
You need to unmute yourself and ask a question.
Okay, so they have some
So we
set
in the morning session
embedded
we actually had
videos
Khan
already on
Academy join as
Edpuzzle.
well.
Or we can actually give our own.
Get anybody joined from their team.
Already
for
some
the
videos
session.
are there.
But the idea
If you-
like to
we can
summarize
use
with your
those videos.
content
Or we
is
can
that
create
content
Some
about
and we can add it.
YouTube se hai,
Uh,
Master Geography se
uh,
hai.
It's
Not only that, we can take some of the videos and we can embed our voice to it.
Curriculum and lesson plans as well. And they also specialize in videos, but they also have a lot of quizzes. They've also got a lot of assignments, digitized textbooks, I should say. And the idea is that when a school brings Khan Academy into this entire ecosystem, you not only have lesson plans and map to what you want to plan for that day, it's actually more interactive and personalized. So a student can actually
Khan
spend
Academy का सारा
time
है
on those videos, on that content to be able to learn at their own pace. So now, if you're there and you want to talk a bit about how it's working in your school, probably we can utilize the time there and then move over to Sakshi's session. What about the content do we create on its own or do they need ready-made content? If you're talking about ready-made content on Khan or ready-made content for Sangeeta ma'am?
You can always take the content from YouTube on ready. Why teachers waste time? Yeah.
Ready-made content on Edpuzzle
You
is
can.
already
So much is there. Why again make?
So, ready-made content, if you're using in Google
Even that
Classroom
practically,
interface, no, there's no ready-made
that
content.
video,
You can use
so that you can
some
download. You can
resources
put it and have questions embedded. Because for every lesson, the teachers have given their URLs, right? तो वो URLs upload करके
डाउनलोड कर
just
सकते
क्वेश्चंस बीच बीच
stick
में
to
डाल
our
दो।
bundle of philosophy only.
Correct.
We take from others.
But if you're looking at it with lots of slides, then I think it is the creativity
She
and
had
the
taken this
requirement
class
that the
once
students have that would lend to it.
for all the
Twice.
teachers.
But yes, Khan Academy
Or,
has content which is already there.
before I
It is
joined
already
also.
there. Map to
अच्छा,
the
they have
books
taken
as
this
well.
already.
Twice.
फिर से क्यों
So
सुना है?
the idea of this hangout was to
Just few
send
things they
to show
added
both
new.
spectrums.
Like 8
One
puzzle
is
मुझे
when
याद नहीं था 8 puzzle था
वो बताया नहीं, पहले
जब
बताया
बताया
नहीं।
नहीं थे 8 puzzle.
एक और new क्या है?
How do you integrate with
That
other
slide वाला.
Previous two classes I am not involved. Here I am involved.
available on the internet.
ये
So
खान
that you can
अकेडमी का वो एक है बोल
खान
के
अकेडमी के जानते हैं हम।
which is online. You can also use the same strategies for your classrooms. When you get labs into your physical classrooms, you can actually follow the same pedagogy. You can actually create a hybrid, but that's something that you would adopt as a school, which is what we would ideally suggest. Given the times that we are living in, it shouldn't only be seen as an online or distant learning separate from what you do physically in your classroom. I think the win-win for students would be, and for teachers for that matter, would be if you're already planning integrating technology and they actually do that both in their regular work and also for these kind of emergency situations slash times when we actually have to move online and provide distance learning to our students. Because teachers are more comfortable than doing that. They are actually more well versed with the environment and can interact from a learning perspective better with their students. Ma'am, any thoughts on that? So I think it is important that we stay prepared and keep certain strategies in mind as to what works for our children, what would work if I cannot have them in the class. But again, as Bunny mentioned earlier, also any of these tools, or whether it is classroom or otherwise, it's not always that you have to do the whole of the curriculum online. It's a way of being there and being connected. So if it is a child who's learned a topic and is struggling with it, then he should have a portal where he can access certain information, whether he can learn it by himself or can reach out to you and ask for it. So it is also important to give them a channel to stay connected. So Google Classroom does that as well for us, and in a safe environment. So it's a safe environment where the child stays connected with you.
Again, it is up to the teacher to record and up to the student whether the student records the session to refer later or not.
No, there is an option to record, right?
Record. Teacher can record and post it. They can see whenever they want.
So as Google for Education, we actually work on three pillars. One being the platform, that is G Suite for Education. Then we have the device, that's the Chromebooks. And third is community building and professional development of teachers. So the first pillar, that is G Suite for Education, this is a completely free platform for education. Otherwise, it's in a Gmail environment, it is paid, but for an educational institute, this is totally free. Under this, we have docs, sheets, slides, and Drive. This Drive comes with unlimited storage, which is again free of cost. Then we have calendars and classroom maps that just shown you, and the mail and the handout meet. The second pillar that we have is the Chromebooks. So the Chromebooks are
Yes,
basically
I also
hardware
have the
devices.
same thing, no?
So here we have
On
some
that day, what
features
is
of the
it?
Chromebooks, and this is speed. So the speed this boosts in about 8 minutes and 8 seconds, and it's up and ready for activity. The battery is for 8 hours. That's the school time period. They are easily accessible for everybody. If you want to use it between each student can share it, and you can do out and about in 8 seconds. So moving it from one class to yeah.
I'm trying to ask this question, Seema ma'am. There is an echo from you. Okay.
And then updates. So this is basically a cloud-based device. So updates are pushed as they are pushed on your mobile phone. So there is no not an IT person who has to go device by device to manage updates or push apps or for that matter do any updation of the software. So this happens just as it happens in the phone. Then there's a security, so there is no malware or virus or antivirus, antivirus that you have to actually buy for this. And the Android apps. So the Android apps which are available free and also on paid are actually all compatible with Chromebooks and can be used first with the students as per your requirements and yeah. So these are some of the apps that work on the Chromebooks, but this is just Scratch, Tinker, Kahoot, Cosmos, and Quiz. The GeoGebra for mathematics, then we have Khan Academy, Udrimba, and many more. So all the apps that are there, the Android apps have absolutely work on the Chromebooks. And comes to the Chrome Education License. So Chrome Education License is basically it comes with 200 policies for administrators and
I was saying
the
about the GeoGebra.
IT admins and the heads to actually
Kahoot.
manage all
Kahoot
the
is already
Chromebooks in
working
the
on
school
that.
with,
Quiz
be it with
Board
teachers, so you can have
is
different
working
policies
on
for
this.
administrator level, teacher level, student level, and senior, middle, and junior school separately. So from one button itself, or as I would just put it, that from one device itself, you're able to push any setting that you want. From time management of how long a student can log in, keep in, and to domain management that they cannot use their personal IDs, to actually managing that the Chromebooks cannot be lost and can be actually found, and when they are out of the network of the school, they will be shut down automatically, and the person will not be able to use it. So can remotely and do not need somebody to be there all the time or to open each and every Chromebook and then do it.
Okay.
I can actually show you this video that is about management console.
The same video.
If you've worked with the technology in the
GEG is
classroom,
what?
you know the painful process it
Google
can be
Education
to set up
GC.
your devices, image student
GEG?
units, configure them for the
Google
school's network,
Google
purchase
Education.
and install antivirus software, and set everything up on every device. It takes a lot of effort and costs educators time.
Sangeeta Gulati has given me a gift when
We
she
think
came
there's a better
last
way.
time.
Google's Admin Console makes
Book.
deploying and managing your school's Chromebooks a simple task, not a headache. With the Admin Console, you
Kahoot
can
is for what?
remotely manage your students'
Kahoot is in,
experience. It's built for the
you can
web,
conduct
so you
online
can
tests.
add users,
Getting
devices,
results quickly,
printers,
will get
and
the
network
results quickly.
access all
They
from
can't
the web.
shift to
You
another
can even
Windows.
customize
Some features
bookmarks
that
and wallpaper for every
Kahoot.
student,
Teachers can
grade
post
level,
lessons
or
in that
instructor.
Tinker ID in progress.
Chromebooks can be
Chiన్న
shared
పిల్లలు
across
పడతారు
students
ఇంకా.
and classrooms. If a student says the dog ate their Chromebook, whoa, it's no problem. They
The
can log
remedial
into
teachers
any
can go
device
to
and keep
Chromebooks
working
and
with all
do
of
no?
their apps, bookmarks, and documents
Chromebook
right here
suits
instantly.
all kinds of
The
academic
Admin
platforms.
Console also simplifies setting up digital policies to enforce over
Even for
200
special
policies
children
across
also.
all of
That's
your
what I'm saying.
Chromebooks.
They can issue 2 Chromebooks or 4 Chromebooks and keep it there as a permanent issue, right? Now he's asking the number of Chromebooks we need to buy extra.
Yes,
So
yes.
you can take the requirement for remedial teachers as a must, no? Like 5 వాళ్ళకి compulsory buy-in.
Okay. Maximum number 5 ena?
At a time they'll have only 5 per head.
Okay.
Per head.
ఓకే
Right?
అంటే ముగ్గురు టీచర్స్ ఉన్నారు వాళ్ళకి
Teachers.
15
15.
అక్కడ ఉంచేస్తే సరిపోతుంది ఒక క్రోమ్ కార్డ్
They can take అందరూ ఒకేసారి
You could actually call it a
rotation basis.
and you can summarize.
అన్ని కూడా మనకి
ఈవెన్
బాధ్యత ఉంటుంది అసలు.
ఇఫ్ దే వాంట్ టు టేక్ ఇట్ ఇన్ అనదర్ రూమ్ వన్ క్లాస్ ఇన్ రూమ్ వన్ క్లాస్
where you can actually
Okay, we'll
request
discuss it.
for a deep dive into any of these. Is it free for academics? Yes, the G Suite for Education as a platform is free and available for education institutions. We have about 80 million users worldwide.
They're using it in
Where
KBs.
Drive with unlimited drive storage comes along with G Suite for Education. And Chromebooks have a hardware cost because Google's Chrome OS is free, but the hardware cost is by the manufacturer. So it could be an HP Chromebook, an Acer, Dell, or a Lenovo Chromebook. The Chromebook start from say Yeah, so sorry, Harsh, I'm going to jump over to your question on participation, and Zoom is free, so Google Hangout is also free. It's a part or an application of G Suite for Education. So the difference between Zoom and G Suite for Education Hangouts is that in the Hangout environment, you're actually working within a school domain. For example, Sanskriti has a school domain, and all their teachers and students will have an ID that is unique to the school, and that's an identity for that school. It's like an enterprise ID, just like you work your businesses on that. It's an enterprise ID, and all you do on Google Hangout can easily be stored on Google Drive within that ID. So rather than Zoom, which is yes, absolutely free and has fantastic features, the intent of doing it under the Hangouts part is that your participants are contained or your students are actually have that unique
Ma'am,
ID.
Khan
And
Academy
also
has
that
it from
you can
grade
store
1.
and revisit each of these
Purana.
Hangouts, etc. And students can start,
Very
stop, and learn
customized
at their
type
own
है
pace.
वो
Ma'am has also demonstrated how Google Classroom can also
बहुत sir.
embed these Hangout sessions. So instead of creating YouTube videos, you can actually include a Hangout session. And the student can actually learn from that interaction as well.
I feel that those
So we're
children
going on
cannot
to
survive in the
Zero has some
market.
questions. So let's just put
Like
one of those
competition or
questions is
competitive
there.
वो exposure नहीं है. I feel
One short on the other. Is it compulsory to do
Who's student? Khan Academy.
compulsory to use Google?
क्यों उनका
No,
मतलब
so you do not
it's like the
promote
tailor-made
the
questions
hardware
वैसा है.
solution
I
from
feel
Google.
I
G
might be
Suite
wrong.
for Education we can be utilized across all technology platforms. So we're technology from a platform perspective completely agnostic.
The
The
free
value
writer style
proposition
learning.
why we build Chromebooks is because when you're talking about distance learning and you're talking about bringing internet as the infrastructure backbone, the first question that you would have as a school management, principal, teacher, and a parent is, how do we manage this internet? That's where the Chromebook solution working with G Suite for Education is unique. Because when internet becomes that infrastructure, that connecting dot, then we have what we call as the Chrome Education Upgrade. Chrome Education Upgrade helps you manage both the user side as well as the device side. The 200 policies that Sakshi spoke to are better managed and you don't have to go device by device. For example, in the context of if some of your students do not have a device or are accessing it through a phone, that might not be an ideal learning environment. What you can do is load a Chromebook that has the quality that is designed by you as an education institution, as a G Suite ID that is of an education institution. So when that child logs into that Chromebook, the only thing that they can do with that device is learning. Learning that you're prescribing as a school, and
On loan.
after they need
This is one
able
good
to
question.
internet connect.
On loan.
So it actually becomes. The second part of that is that, for example, if somebody cannot afford a device, then as a school you can loan that device for that learning period to that student. So that's the unique value proposition, but each of these are separate and you can design or plan or purchase according to what your school needs are. There are also 1:1 schools that Redwell is actually aiming to actually move from a lab to 1:1 school environment. All of that is your choice. But distance learning will definitely be more effective if all schools are connected and have a
ఇక
single
మొన్న అడిగారు
internet
ఎంతమంది కావాలి ఎన్ని కావాలని చెప్పి.
yeah, so next question.
So one of them also asked if Gmail is compulsory. And email ID on Gmail is compulsory.
So Gmail is also a subset of G Suite for Education, so it's an application under G Suite for Education. There is compulsory, I would say yes, you should communicate, but if you are going to only use Google Classroom and you don't want to use an email ID, that's fine. You can actually pick and choose the applications that you want to connect with, but we know that it's important for you to have communication with your students, and an enterprise or a school ID is critical for that communication. So that's how email would be used.
No,
for students.
why it is a critical for
For
communication?
students, yes, unique IDs are given to students who log in to both their Chromebooks as also Google Classroom. That's how
And
you
Gmail
have.
account is compulsory.
So Gmail is an application. So to answer it simply, that when you set up a G Suite for Education account, you already will be setting up Gmail account. So it's not something that you have to do separately. When you actually buy a domain by the school, which is in this case Sanskriti, then Sanskriti buy the domain. Sanskriti will set up the email IDs for teacher group, and each student and teacher will get a unique email ID as a result of that. So you don't have to create more.
How we
It's
work
actually
for
a
Glendale
process
Academy
of
for
setting up
everybody.
these three IDs that
Exactly.
will also have email IDs.
Today morning I
Will
sent
then
you
be
an email
used for Google Classroom, will then be
with all the
used for
student IDs of
Chromebook
all the
signing as
classes.
well. Does that address
You
the
have to share
question?
it with teachers.
Yeah, I think so. Also, there are a couple of questions on the number of students who can log in at one time. Is there a upper cap or a limit on that?
So we have enabled for G Suite customers for the COVID-19 duration, which is actually towards June end. What we have enabled is an enterprise level Hangout feature called Hangout Meet that allows almost up to 1,000
Thousand for us.
1,000 sign-ups. And also, when you want to do like parent conference online, etc., that's very very effective. But you can also
Forget
do
Zoom.
classroom type setup. So you get all your 50, 120, 200.
Even for
types
parents, we
together
can
in a
actually.
day, and then you can do a conference with them as well. So, but please remember that's a special feature that has been activated for G Suite for Education, free
Yeah.
version, during this time. It
Okay.
not a feature that comes built in with a free version. It actually is a feature that comes in with a premium version, which is a paid version.
Okay.
And for a normal G Suite for Education free ID, you can actually have up to 50 copies. For class size, we get covers or individual features without any additional sign-ups required. Okay.
Cool. Can we look at the last question, Bani, by Paritosh Kumar? How can we create Google Expert tools and features?
So GEGs are actually groups that are formed by our leaders such as Kavita ma'am. They are the ones who are the mentors, and they are the ones who actually nominate a new GEG group. So there are free
Google Educators Group.
Our teachers will you share their learnings with other teachers. How often will you be able to mentor another school, another set of teachers, or your teachers in your school? And depending on that, you can actually approach a mentor like Sangeeta ma'am. She can nominate you. She can actually mentor these classes as well. So yeah, GGs can be formed, but we do have a grading criteria, which is a mentor I compared with GG here.
The certifications.
As a certification. Yeah, so one of the important things on certification is that we have level 1 and level 2 certification for teachers, and there is a trainer certification
Yeah,
as well.
this is
We
my-
highly recommend that when
I
a
want
school plans to go digital
our
and
teachers to
include
be-
these technologies, especially Google technologies, that there should be a certain set of teachers. Now, any best practices on how many such teachers. So the mentor group should at least have 10 core team members. It helps to have in-house team which is doing the professional development. So it is again varies. The number varies from school to school, but it is always good to start with a team who is motivated, who wants to learn and experiment. So certification is not compulsory, but it is helpful to set a benchmark. Like yes, I have learned, I have practiced, and I have got that certification to prove myself. So it is helpful to do that, but it is always good to have a core group of at least 4 to 5 teachers who can lead and who can do the handholding within the school environment. Okay. Should you add again? I don't know you would be asked when we use the word apps. Oh, I think that's the typo. We the apps also apps
Yeah.
under G Suite for Education. Can you go back to the slide? Your slide. So when we showed the G Suite for Education, we actually said they were Google Doc. No, just the slide before. Yeah. So in this G Suite for Education, you have Google Docs. These are all apps. So Google Classroom is an app. Gmail in this case is an app. All of these are available under your domain when you sign up for G Suite for Education. The calendar is also an application. This is apps is an application that's also available on the Google Play Store. And the second app the second set of apps that we spoke about is Android apps. Again, these are Scratch, GeoGebra, ma'am does a lot of training training on GeoGebra. Khan Academy can be used. A few Tinker apps are used so that help in tinkering apps. So all of
Tinker
these
is
are
very
possible.
good for coding.
The entire
రీడ్ అండ్ రైట్
app
ఆల్రెడీ
was
ఇన్స్టాల్ చేశాను
available.
వాళ్ళకి. జియోజెబ్రా ఇన్స్టాల్ అయిపోయింది. బ్రెయిన్ పాప్ స్క్రాచ్
Scratch,
ఆల్రెడీ
Tinker.
వాడుకొని యూస్ చేస్తున్నారు. క్విజ్లెట్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తాను.
Tinker is good, sir. చిన్న
Which
పిల్లలకి
are
coding.
questions.
Coding is
ఐ విల్ ఇన్స్టాల్ దట్.
Yeah. So please share like I
just coding what they do is
share your ID.
No, I need to
And
work
follow
on
that
that.
up with the
I'll install that.
Whatever is there installed, sir, because Duolingo, again, we have French and Spanish coming up, right? Just in case the teacher doesn't, then use it, right?
Or you can actually create that group using Google Classroom. If you have any specific queries, we're happy to take that over email.
రీడ్ అండ్ రైట్ ఆల్రెడీ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసేసాను.
Read and write anything.
చూడండి. This is read and write.
Hangout. So, feel free to have these specific questions on our side. Can we have a workshop on free apps?
Then click here.
Have all of these
Don't
are
click
free
here.
apps, including G Suite for Education.
ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు ఉన్నదంతా చదవడం స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను. That will be disturbance.
But we make note of it, and I think, ma'am, Sunita ma'am, we look at you, especially on GeoGebra and math, to actually help us.
GeoGebra already installed.
So we will do follow-up sessions.
This is
as
GeoGebra.
well. Like I covered.
So she's saying Sangeeta ma'am will look into the GeoGebra and all usage and then revert.
Okay.
Because I asked, can we have workshops for free apps?
GeoGebra will be
GeoGebra is very good, ma'am. I should
There
know.
are various features
GeoGebra,
that are used to collaborate.
that's a productive app.
We talk about from a
Teacher,
concept
foreign
of
languages.
classroom is
No,
that
no,
we
GeoGebra,
take
mathematics and science.
platform that is available free of cost with unlimited drive storage. But what we depend upon is a large ecosystem of content creators. So we're not saying that we're going to do this ourselves. We are going to invent this with Edpuzzle, with Khan Academy, with TED videos, etc. And so the open ecosystem of Google allows more and more participants from the learning environment. That's how I would put it. But do some research at your end also to be able to figure out.
Finally,
From
one
a
pa-
usage perspective,
research
we have over 40 billion users worldwide using Google Classroom every day. So that's the kind of usage model that happens.
I started working on it.
I started GeoGebra.
You'll be able to use
Needs little
Google
precision,
Classroom,
but it's very
either as
nice.
an application
Especially
or you sign up with
geometry
for
for
education.
higher
As a
grades.
school.
All calculus, geometry.
Any other questions you may have missed?
I saw many teachers using GeoGebra in all aspects.
Who?
Mathematics teachers.
You saw? Here, Apna.
अपना नहीं बात.
Perfect.
Bahan
Any
Apna.
live questions that we can
अपना
take?
Srinivas can explore that.
We're actually going to give you
He's a
10 minutes
math
back.
teacher. High school Srinivas, he is a tech.
Sorry, Tinker Jesse. We put Shweta, Shara and all to work.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Should I unmute? Yeah, they can unmute.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself to ask any questions.
They can't unmute us. They can mute us, but unmute.
If not,
There's a question.
with Google Family Link. Yes, sure, we can send that out. It's available online. We will definitely be able to send it to you individually as well.
Something she said.
Will what?
No, I
But
don't.
Family Link is more
Family
applicable
Link.
in the consumer environment, which is a Gmail environment, where a parent actually sets up for their own ID and says that these are my core family group, and I want to be able to see what each of my family members are doing when they are online. We do not, in the context of GCSE for education and classroom, we do not need to create all of that. You are actually
Families at google.com.
classroom environment one because it's your school
Happy
domain.
Hungry Healthy Based.
So think about it like an enterprise ID that a school will give to a student. The student cannot do any personal work, it's not their personal ID. And when you actually have the Google for Education solution, which includes Chromebooks and the Chrome Education upgrade, you can actually have additional policies that shuts the device off, that allows only a certain amount of apps that are for a particular age group to be curated for them. The teachers have full control over the device experience. The
teachers,
students are not allowed to go outside the Google Classroom or any other work the teacher might have given as a prescribed thing. You can actually whitelist YouTube videos. You can actually shortlist and curate Android apps. So very, very tightly managed. You won't need the family link as part of
I
this.
blocked all other apps. Only which I have, only them.
Can we
Those
log
apps
into
will work.
Gmail in Android with family link? So when you sign out to your Android phones, in any case you will be using a Gmail ID and then you can set up a family link. Yes. And I would also suggest that if there are specific questions on products, feel free to search for them. There is Google support links available for all products. In fact, they might be better as product managers who would give you all the answers you need, while we can be probably slower. We might be slower in country. So, most of those frequently asked questions are there. There's a lot of self-help available. It's a connected world, and of course, this is just all of us together. We live with the rest of our lives as well. Please share a document on does not work with Android. Family Link doesn't work with Android. Why would you say that? Which device have you used it on? We're happy to do some research, more research and answer your questions. But yeah, please share the document on Google Classroom to go through its utilization facilities. Yes.
We can put
Can
already
we share
enabled.
that? Yes, we can do that.
GeoGebra enabled.
But again, please research online. There's
We
Google
can
for
write a
Education
lecture in
site
English department.
that has all our products.
Anyone,
listed.
any
It's
language.
with all
Better
the
English.
case studies,
Them and
impact
so that they explore
studies,
and get
lesson
back to us.
plans, all of that is
English
available
department
on
is the
Google
best.
for Education site. And these are global resources.
Quizlet
Also
in
handles
Quizlet is only about question and quizzes creation.
Just need to add puzzle Quizlet.
So much we do.
If you
we do
ask
have
anyone
those,
to explore on something, they'll come to me. And ask
it's
how
not
to explore
necessarily
this.
a Google team, but I would say Google
Kahoot is,
plus our partner
enabled?
teams that will definitely
Kahoot
be
is
able
not
to cover
enabled.
your
I will
information
enable.
and
I'm
train
exploring
each
now.
other up.
ठीक है ठीक है
Paritosh will definitely address your query on how do you actually enable family link. It should be applicable, or it is applicable.
I'll
But
work
we'll
on this
come back
family
to it.
link.
Thank you. And also, like you're seeing, the way
Till
that
3:30, one more session is
not
there,
only
it
are
needs
we
to be.
face to face in a video conferencing facility, but we're also
One
being
more
able
person
to
is
chat
going
and
to
being able
speak.
to share, videos, being able to share presentations, documents, etc.
Khan
That's the
Academy के
power
बारे
of
में
this
नहीं,
technology.
how
And
better
so,
we can
start your
use
journey,
Google Classroom.
whichever
एक
way
session
you
है,
feel
15
comfortable,
minutes का session
and
है.
we are there.
Student is going to take this session.
Thank you
Now-
for
now
joining
it
us
starts.
today. It's a
Thank you.
learning experience on both sides,
Thank
and
you,
we're
Divya.
hoping that the next time we'll also be able to include the Khan
एजेंडा में तो
session
विनोद
video,
आएगा ना.
because they have a lot of interesting
Next
content that can help you plan
They
your
will
own
include
lesson.
Khan Academy.
This time Khan Academy था, but
With that,
नया नहीं इसने
thank you
बोला.
so much.
Okay, the end was it.
Praveen, last words
you.
from you.
Heard it right.
Yeah, so thank you, Bani, for helping us put this together today. Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am, for the knowledge and inputs that you always share with the group. I hope the participants would have benefited and have got answers to their queries and questions. We shortly reaching out to feedback form.
Whoever
Your
is
feedback
talking,
is
that
very,
will
very
pop
important for us to evolve
Whoever is
and
talking, it will
develop
pop
our
up.
programs for the requirements. So do write in. Rest we are there if you need anything. So yeah, reach out. Thank you.
Sign out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
We close this just like that. We call
Sign out कर दूँगी.
and from Gmail sign out, right?
So shut up.
Is it